Well, remember, we want to display, when you do display absolute, right? You do display absolute, which is what I'm going to do on this unordered list, then it looks for a parent element with a position other than static, right? So this is just the easiest one to do. I know with it being called relative, it makes it confusing, but this is the easiest one to do, right? So now I want to position an unordered list, that is nested within another list item that's in an unordered list, right? So this is saying for any unordered list that's within a list item that's within an unordered list, right? So this is the only one. I know it kind of gets confusing here, but this is the only one. This is the only unordered list that's nested within another unordered list and list item, right? So it's just going to target this unordered list specifically, right? And we want to say position absolute. So when we do that, this targets this unordered list right here.
Is there anybody that's confused by that CSS selector that's a little confusing to you? You don't understand it? Raise your hand.
Right. Zoom in on it. So this unordered list has a position of absolute, so it's going to look for a parent element that has a position other than static. Boom, we gave list items, right? Position of relative. So it's going to position itself based on this list item. So let's see what it looks like so far. All right. Now, why are they displaying left to right like this? Well, it's because, yep, exactly. We told all unordered lists, remember? We told all unordered lists to display flex, right? So we could keep this nice and simple and just tell this unordered list to have a flex direction of column, right? Boom, just like that. Okay? So now what I want to do is, instead of them hanging down ugly like this,
you want them to appear as you
I want them to appear.
after you click on a feature.
Well, that's for later, but for now, I want them to appear with that green background, just like it's the A has. So so what we're going to do is we're going to say, so we're targeting this unordered list right now, right? We're going to target this, right now we're targeting the unordered list just like we did here, right? But we want to tell its list items, or I'm sorry, the anchor tags, the anchor links within its list items to have that same background of green and color of white. Let me put this like this so you can visualize it better. So, UL, UL, LI, LI, UL, UL, LI, LI, A, right? So each of these anchor links right here are going to have a background color of that and a text color . Or are they? Oh, I guess I got to save it. There we go. And then the reason why this cheap one right here is coming up, is not showing up is because we set up here any unordered list, give its last list item a font color of green, so you can't see it in there, right? So we need to be more specific on that. So let's just give this unordered list, we'll say an ID of first level. right? So it's like the first unordered list. And we're just going to come up here and say, give this, and instead of just saying for every UL, we'll just say the only one that has the ID of first level, right? And if we wanted to be even more specific, right? So the only unordered list with an ID of first level, make its last child green, the text. Forgot to save it again. Does that make sense? I know it got a little confusing with the CSS selectors. On the CSS? Yeah, so it all happened right in here.
Are you going to have it so when you hover, the menu comes up?
Yep, yeah, I'm going to do that next. All right, so right now it's automatically, it's automatically displaying, right? Its display set to I guess flex. So what we want to do is say display none. Here's one way to do it. Actually, let's do it this way. We'll give it a height. This way it'll transition well into our CSS transitions, which is what I'm about to show you here in a second. So we're going to give that unordered list, the one that's nested within a list item, right? That unordered list, we're going to say it has a height of 0, and we'll say overflow hidden. That's another way of saying it's not showing, right? So we're just saying it has a height of 0 and overflow hidden, so it's not on the page. Save that. All right, so it's gone, okay? Height is 0, overflow hidden. It's not showing. But
Float, that also works for position?
it just works on the element itself. So, but what we want to do is whenever we hover over that initial anchor tag, right? So ULLIA, whenever we hover over it, we want that unordered list, which is a parent or a child element of it. We want it to have a height. We'll just say auto and overflow, or not overflow. Oh, hold on. What am I doing wrong here? Here, we'll do it this way for now. Display. So I'm definitely selecting something wrong here. Say what?
Go back to your CSS. And height 0, overflow hidden. And then on
Oh,
48,
I know what it is.
overflow auto.
I know what it is. What it is I had it as saying that this UL was inside of this anchor tag. It's actually not, right? Anchor tag closes. Does that make sense? Anchor tag closes. So it's actually when we hover over the list item, right? Because the UL is inside the list item. See that? It's not inside the anchor tag. Now, boom. Right? So you could have done it also with, I mean, for me, easier is display none. That would be the easier way to do it. But I'm about to show you CSS3 transitions real quick, and that they don't have a property that matches with display. So height's easier.
All right, so move your mouse down to create teachers. Okay, so that stays up. How's that stay up?
Because we'll go back over here to the code. This unordered list is still a part of this list item, right? So you're still, whenever you're hovered over this, you're still hovered over that list item. Okay? So, but for demonstration purposes of these transitions, I'm going to do, I'm actually going to do max height. And you can set the max height to whatever you want, like a large number that's greater than it. Right?
Is there any reason why the drop-down is a little bit wider than the actual number?
Because these, see, okay, so it naturally wants to keep it the same width as features, right? But teachers and courses, teachers is longer than features, right? And we have the padding the same. So it's basically based on teachers. Does that make sense? So like if we had like teachers up there and none of these words were longer than teachers, then it would actually be the same size.
So is that something you just need to always manually fix, or is there like
Well, I didn't want to do it, but you could have just, you could have done like a fixed width. There's other ways you could do it. But I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, what even looks better is if I did it relative to the whole UL, and that way good courses and great teachers would all be on one line, right? So it'd be even wider, and it just looks so weird because it's so close to being the right width. If it was like, if great teachers and good courses were on the same line, then it would be like out to here, right? And it wouldn't look as weird, right? It would look more natural. So, and then CSS3 transitions are real easy. I like theirs. So once again, this is another one of those shorthand properties, right? So transition is a shorthand property for transition property, transition duration, transition timing, and I think delay. Yeah, transition delay, right? So you can be real specific on like exactly, like you can be real specific on transition and saying that for background color, whenever it changes, I want it to take 5 seconds to change, and this is like one of the patterns for change, right? So like it eases into it, so it's slower and then speeds up during those 5 seconds, versus linear would be a constant change during those 5 seconds, right? So that's like the transition timing function, right? Or you can just say, so you could have like, a different, for background color, you could have 0.5 seconds and ease. For font color, you could have 1 second and something different, right? So you can be real specific on how you want them to change. or you can just say for all. So we'll say, and you also want to be specific to what's the thing that's being changed on, right? So in our case, the one that's being changed on is the unordered list, right? This unordered list. So we want to say we want to say transition. We want for all types of transitions, we could be specific and say max height. We'll just say all. We'll just say 0.5 seconds and ease and let's hope this works. See how it's, right? So it's going from a height of 0 to whatever that is, and so it takes 0.5 seconds to do that. See how it kind of goes slow and then pops at the end? Speeds up, that's that ease. And it goes all the way, equal all the way down for linear, right? And that 0.5 seconds works both ways. So, all right, so you can explore the different types of transitions all through this. See, there, that's taking longer. All through this CS Tricks article. But the main thing, like, to take away from transitions is, you select which property you want the transition to be on, right? We just said all to make it easy. We could have specified it with max height, the timing, and then, what effect you want it to have, right? There's another one out here, like a delay. You could give it like a 1/10 of a second delay, right? So just for demonstration purposes, I'll do it a major delay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it pops out, right? So that was just to show you how you can delay it. I mean, you wouldn't do it that long, but I wanted to show you that it's the delay. All right, so we got about 20 minutes left. Let's see if you can reproduce that. Yes.